Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Communicate, Issues That Affect Family Life, a presentation of the West Orange Municipal Alliance. I'm Paul Spahala, your host. Today we're going to be talking about breast cancer and about the race for the cure and about lots of issues that will have a lot of impact, hopefully, for everyone in our audience. And hopefully we'll be sharing some very good news as the day goes along. I'm very pleased to welcome Deb Belfatto, who is the founder of the Susan G. Komen North Jersey. Deb, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Paul, for having us.
Lisa Renwick, the co-chair of Race for the Cure in the local area. Lisa, thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
And Tina Jacobs, Director of Community Outreach. Tina, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Paul.
Let's get right into the Race for the Cure. Lisa, I'm going to put you up first because we need to get people at the race. When and where is this year's Race for the Cure?
Great. Sunday, May 6th at the Essex County South Mountain Recreation Complex. So that is the Turtleback Zoo, Safari Golf, Cody Arena, McClune's, and the Treetop. That whole area on Cherry Lane.
A beautiful place to have any kind of event, and obviously one of the great places for the Race for the Cure. How many people did you have you had in the past? How many people are maybe you hoping for?
Well, we've typically had registered about 7,500. We're hoping for the same. I'm hoping the weather will cooperate this year. We've had a last couple of rainy walk runs, but I think we're due for some sunshine, so that should bring out more people.
Well, it's a good cause no matter what the weather is, but as we said, we hope we have some good weather for it.
Absolutely.
We'll be pushing that date more and more throughout the program. Again, Sunday, May 6th at the South Mountain Recreation Complex.
You got it.
So that's the important part, and we will get back to that. But Deb, let us talk a little bit about you as the founder of the organization. What got you involved in the organization to begin with?
Well, Paul, I think you said something when you opened with the reason for this show is topics that affect family life. Breast cancer affects family life in more ways than you can even imagine. For me, personally, why did I get involved? Because at 33, I was diagnosed. 24 years later, I am one lucky woman to have survived. And I clearly recognized shortly after my diagnosis that I had had wonderful access to quality care. What became very disturbing to me was there were far too many women and families and men, because men get breast cancer, that didn't have the same access that I did to the resources, to the level of care, to the support. Hence, we made a decision, myself and two co-founders made a decision that there was a tremendous need to bring Komen to northern New Jersey. That was in 1997, and here we proudly sit 15 years later.
Well, first of all, Deb, congratulations on 24 years as a survivor.
Thank
That's
you.
the most important thing that we
Thank
should
you.
say today. You mentioned about the need was great then. The need obviously is still great today to get information out there and for people to have access to good medical care, correct?
Without a doubt. And what really matters and what really works is early detection. So the more information that we can bring to people, the more knowledge that people are equipped with, the better chances that we can save lives. And that's what we set out to do. And that's what the race really represents. We say, walk with us, run with us to a world without breast cancer. The only way we can do that is identifying the populations that where the need is tremendous. And I know that we're going to hear from Tina about the grants that we put back into the community to ensure that we are focused on the underserved and the underinsured and all populations. Because I had a conversation the other night with a young woman whose mother was highly educated. She was a school teacher. She chose to ignore all of her symptoms. And sadly, this young woman told me that her mother passed away 6 days after this young woman was married. She didn't have to die. So.
Well, let us bring in Tina Jacobs right now. And Tina, let us first start with you also are the story of a survivor. Is that correct?
I am. I'm a 14-year breast cancer survivor. And I had always known about my family history and was always very diligent about doing self-breast exams and getting my mammograms. And I found a lump, and I thought it was nothing, but it turned out to be cancer. But I was lucky. It was stage 1. I had surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. And here I am 14 years later, cancer-free.
Well, we congratulate you.
To Deb's point before, early detection saves lives. If I had ignored it and let it go, who knows? And that's the purpose of Komen here in North Jersey.
Is family history still one of the most important factors?
Absolutely. The greatest risk of developing cancer is being a woman and getting older. But if you do have a first-tier relative or a family history, your risk does go up. So always make sure that your doctor knows about your family history, knows about your heritage, and they and you will determine when you should start screening. The average age that a woman should begin screening is 40, but if you do have a family history, they may recommend to have screening earlier.
But I do want to comment and say that don't be misled by family history, because only maybe 15% of breast cancer diagnosis are or do have a family history. So all of those other women out there, guess what? Just because we're women, we're at risk. And in the state of New Jersey, 1 in 7 women in their lifetime will face the diagnosis of breast cancer. So that's why we need you with us on May 6th.
And we will certainly make sure people are there on May 6th. Is there still, and maybe the story you mentioned about the woman who passed away after,
yeah.
Is there still, and it goes for all of us, and it's not just cancer, is there a fear of not wanting to know?
Oh,
is
gripping.
that the worst?
Right,
fear is gripping. It's palpable. And yes, I mean, women, you'll talk to them, and I've had women see me somewhere and kind of run the other way because clearly I send that message, even without opening my mouth. But mammograms, it's a life-saving screening. I mean, we have it. We have to use it. And somehow you just have to work through those fears. But fear is a huge factor.
Tina, let's talk a little bit about those grants. The grants go for, now what do they go for?
Okay. So the affiliate, 25% of the net proceeds that the affiliate raised through the Race for the Cure and other fundraising events goes to Komen National for cutting-edge breast cancer research. 75% of the net proceeds stays in our service area, which are the 9 most northern counties in New Jersey, including Essex County, where we're located today. And we fund nonprofit organizations to provide breast cancer education, screening, and treatment assistance. Some of the grants that we fund in this area are UMDNJ. We help fund their mobile mammography unit. And this is a van that goes out to areas where the medically underserved population maybe can't get to. Lack of transportation. They go to the churches. They go to the health departments. And they bring the van to them, and they're able to get a free mammogram through the help of our grants. We also fund a program at St. Michael's Hospital, a breast health navigator. This is an oncology nurse that helps people that know nothing about breast cancer and they're faced with a diagnosis. They may not have insurance, they may not have the education, they may not have a job, and they're there to help them through this journey, to help them find financial resources, to help them find a doctor, to help them maybe be the last person they see before they go under the knife for surgery and the first person when they wake up. They're there for their whole journey. We also grant to St. Barnabas Hospital to provide free mammograms and MRIs, and we provide a free lymphedema program. Lymphedema is a byproduct of breast cancer surgery. Unfortunately, some women do develop lymphedema, which means a swelling in their arm. And oftentimes the garments or the actual treatment is not covered under your insurance, or women that don't have insurance. We provide that for women that do not have insurance or are underinsured.
As always, throughout the program and at the end of the program, We'll provide information where you can contact the North Jersey chapter for information. But if you could tell us, obviously you guys are now involved with social media, Facebook, Twitter, the whole thing. So it's relatively easy for people to find you, Lisa?
You take
Yes, but I'm not going to tell you our taglines right now, but we'll put them up on the screen, or you can get them on our website, which is www.colemannorthjersey.org. But yes, if you like us and friend us on Facebook, you can see everything that's happening. You can hear people's stories, opinions. We ask that people write in, share with us. We want to know that. We want to put that up on the site. I think it is a great means of support. It also will tell you just statistics. We have fun raffle games and prizes, and we make it interactive, but we definitely would love to grow our audience. And Twitter, too. We do have a Twitter address, and again, you can find us on there, putting up lots of great information and allowing our constituents to share their stories, because those are the stories. This is why we do what we do.
Okay. As we said, we'll have that information for you at the end of our program today. Now, Lisa, you've had family members who've been affected by breast cancer. Was that what got you involved in breast cancer awareness?
Yes, it's very funny. I get that asked all the time, am I a survivor? I'm not a survivor, but I am a survivor, right? I'm a co-survivor. I share in everybody's story. My great aunt passed away when I was really young. I've had lots of friends whose moms, they lost their moms to breast cancer, and I've had peers of mine actually have breast cancer and thankfully survived. And I really believe in women's issues. Timing was right. I was in the Short Hills Mall on Breast Cancer Awareness Month, saw the table and said, that's what I'm going to do. And I've set out for the last 4 years and have dedicated a lot of my time and energies to this cause that I feel very passionate about. And, if I can be a friend, a resource, or to encourage people to jump on the bandwagon. I mean, as Deb said, it's 1 in 7 in New Jersey. It's a very high statistic. And there is a lot of breast cancer and cancers here in West Orange, specifically, that I know of, and just hit home, So I'm happy to do the work I'm doing.
And we will talk to you more about the big race day coming up on Sunday, May 6th. You're watching Let's Communicate, Issues That Affect Family Life, a presentation of the West Orange Municipal Alliance. We're going to take a very short break, and we'll be back right after this.
I was diagnosed at 29. I was diagnosed with an advanced stage of cancer in 1998.
I had like a whole life plan. I thought, what in the hell is this?
And I actually found the lump by accident. And somehow, it happened to me.
I just remember the day she was diagnosed. We were sitting with a cup of tea on bed and just crying. So to be here today is like a miracle.
The energy of a Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure is tremendous. Even when it's raining, even when it's cold, even when everybody's wet, it's a really tremendous sisterhood of survivorship that comes out to our event. We couldn't be prouder that they're here to brave the elements and to be here to raise money and raise awareness so that we can make life better for the future generations when it comes to breast cancer.
We're gonna survive.
I think if you survive breast cancer or anything, I don't care what the big cross to bear is in your life, if you are still standing and even if you're teetery, you get 4 words. You get, you can't scare me. And there's nothing more empowering than that in your lifetime. It doesn't matter. Whatever's ahead, you know you can handle it.
To be here amongst so many people celebrating, honoring, remembering, doing what we need to do, finally end this disease once and for all, for our daughters, for our friends, for the people that we love.
This is my favorite day of the whole year because the energy here is just incredible. You make friends with people that you never would have met in life, and everyone's so supportive, and they're all here just because we survived.
We were here all day yesterday setting all this up. We worked for probably 6 or 7 months getting everything together, trying to make this the best survivor experience possible.
It was time to do something. I was ready to walk the walk, talk the talk, and we brought Susan G. Komen to North Jersey, and the movement began. And we haven't stopped, and we won't stop until the job gets done.
I'm a 13-year survivor.
I've been a survivor for 17 and a half years.
I am lucky enough to be a 23-year survivor.
When we fight back.
And welcome back, everyone, to Let's Communicate, Issues That Affect Family Life, a presentation of the West Orange Municipal Alliance. Deb Belfato, Lisa Renwick, Tina Jacobs are our guests, and we are talking about breast cancer. And specifically, Lisa, back to you for the Race for the Cure, Sunday, May 6th. It's going to be, the race obviously is important, but it's just part of a day of events. What other activities, what other things will people be able to find out about there at the site?
That's a great question. Well, I think why we do the race, I'm just going to throw it out there for many reasons, is to educate, communicate, motivate, and celebrate. So there's 4 components. So we will have lots of our breast cancer advocacy groups there, sharing their materials, our grantees, people receive our money that we can share with the public where their money's going so they know exactly where it's going. You know, we want to spread a message and create the awareness, so we have lots of wonderful, we call it our I Am the Cure piece. We have cheerleaders and what we call rovers going around and educating people about breast cancer and showing a keychain with the sizes of different lumps should you not choose to do your exams. We will have lots of fun, great family day, great adventures. We have a whole Kids for the Cure tent area with games and music and a few surprises that I want to tell you.
Well, that's good to know.
We will talk about her in a moment.
I think we should.
We'll get right to her.
Sure. Go ahead.
Very important, because we're going to talk about the Survivor Tent. And this is a day to really celebrate our survivors, you know, to honor those many survivors that are still with us and to cherish the memories of those we lost. We have a beautiful Garden of Hope where we have people decorate and write notes to their loved ones as in memory of or to honor them, and makes a beautiful garden. Pat Battle from NBC will be our survivor ambassador this year, and we're thrilled to have her. She is a survivor herself, so she will spend much of her time in that tent. And we will be having a holistic wellness theme in that tent this year, so we're very excited. It's kind of a different approach. But we sell merchandise so people can cheerlead and rah-rah. And this year, a new highlight is to really focus on the men, because we think of prostate cancer when we think of men. We don't think of men getting breast cancer. And unfortunately, they see it too late, and we want to really educate men about being more aware and to take care. And we have our what we're calling our Blue Wave in the Sea of Pink this year, and they'll have their own tent. We'll have lots of information to provide to the people. And then lastly, our Pink Honor Roll. Those are our top fundraisers that come out, and we want to recognize them, because without them we can't raise the money that we do. But we need the help and support of everybody. And a very exciting fundraiser at the race is called Tickled Pink, or Tinkled Pink. I say it wrong every time. Tinkled Pink, where people can come and spend $150 before the race. The money will go towards their team to decorate one of our porta potties. We have 50 porta potties. It will be a beautiful way to use the restroom on race day. And we hope that we encourage people to reach out to our office and ask to decorate one, because it'll make it a lot more fun. So it's going to be a great day. Again, we have the Infernos band. It's a lot of festive dancing, singing. You know, we're happy campers that day, and weather will cop. Rain or shine, it's a gorgeous day. People are really, it's a sea of pink that you can't describe it. It's
Well, first of all, I was fortunate enough to work with Pat Battle a number of years ago, and so she is a wonderful person, so you have a great guest joining you. And number two is, it's interesting in that, and you are making this, for lack of a better term, a happy day. Obviously, it's an issue that causes great sadness, or can cause great sadness. But it sounds as if you're trying to turn this into an experience where everyone can, as you said, get motivated and get educated and at least enjoy the day, whether it be with someone who has survived or in memory of someone who they've lost. So it sounds as if it's a fun activity as a way to raise money.
It is, Paul, and you know, I think one of our biggest responsibilities is getting the message out to young women and young people. And we have an extraordinary group of young ambassadors, our Pink Princesses, which originated in the town of West Orange. And these young women can't be missed. They'll be in their pink tutus, and they host and they boast and they boom, and they really represent what young people today can be doing to make our world a better place. Now,
the issue of the men emphasizing, or at least trying to emphasize some of the
Yes.
issues for men. How did this come about, and why does this seem to be such an important topic for this year?
Well, men have always gotten breast cancer, but just like back in the 70s and the 80s, nobody talked about breast cancer. But now more and more men are coming out of the closet, as you say, and telling their stories. And statistically, 1 in 1,000 men in their lifetime will be diagnosed with breast cancer. But the difference is that men are not taught to check themselves. And most of the time they find it while they're taking a shower or they'll bump into something. And unfortunately, they won't know about it and they'll let it go, and usually they're diagnosed later. And as Deb had spoken to before, when we find cancer in the later stages, it's much more difficult to cure. So it's our mission this year to make sure that everybody at the race knows that men can get breast cancer too. And as Lisa had mentioned, there's going to be a male breast cancer tent called the Blue Wave in the Sea of Pink, and there will be a couple male breast cancer survivors in there. They'll be giving out specific information to men, and we hope that everybody stops by and learns that it's not just a women's disease, it's everybody's disease, and everybody is at risk of breast cancer.
Well, let me ask you about this. It's not imperative that you be part of a team, but the team aspect adds a little bit more camaraderie to it. Tell me a little bit about who can be a team and what the requirements are for being a team.
Anybody can be a team. I mean, we suggest 10 people or more, but it really doesn't matter. People come out, they create their T-shirts, they make banners, they deck themselves out in all sorts of fun costumes, and it's a way to have some competition, friendly competition. You know, some teams, Deb knows, Deb's one of our top teams, along with another gal, Nancy Dango, who is a survivor and a long-time employee of Komen, who has her team, and they go head-to-head trying to outdo each other, and it makes it fun. We just want anyone to come. They can come, walk, run, just be a part of the day, just come walk and get educated. It's up to them. You don't have to be a walker or a runner, but to have the experience is amazing. And it's very easy. You can park your car at Livingston Mall, take the bus shuttle right down to the site. The beautiful thing is we are offering, or Essex County South Mountain Recreation Complex is offering a $5 discount to everybody who attends the race to go and enjoy the beautiful things they have to offer after race day. So, I mean, it's a fun-filled day, and we suggest anyone come, whether you're one person or 20. You just come out and walk the walk and talk the talk and be a part of such a great day.
And as always, you're looking for volunteers to pass out water or man tents or whatever, but volunteers always welcome.
Always welcome. We have a lot of volunteers. At this point, I would say we need people to register and to raise money. That is the key. And, you know, we make it very useful for you to ask the ask. We have a whole website where you can send an email out to all your friends. You can use Facebook as a tool. And we have these beautiful canisters that, going back to grassroots, you know, put it in your deli, put it in your office, your school, wherever your circle of influence is. Just an easier way to change adds up. You know, every bit counts. And that's what I'm asking people, not only to come to the race, but to help make a difference in the race and take the $250 challenge. If every person that were to show up at that race does that, what a huge impact that would have, and would help us and allow us to fulfill more grants and serve more people.
Well, Tina Jacobs, Lisa Renwick, thank you very much for being here. Deb Belfato, I'll let you wrap things up for us today with some information for the people who are listening, whether it be about the Race for the Cure or maybe some good news about breast cancer. You can wrap up our show today.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for this opportunity. And I want to also give a shout out to Essex County and our county executive, Joe DiVincenzo, for hosting this extraordinary event. We need you there. We need you there on May 6th to help us continue the good work that we have been doing for the past 15 years, that we have been serving communities and taking care of people with tremendous respect. That's what matters, and we need you more than ever. We need you there to walk with us, to run with us, to celebrate, to acknowledge, to recognize, to just take us to a world without breast cancer. Thank you, Paul.
That's a perfect way to end it. Ladies, again, thank you very much for being with us. Sunday, May 6th at the South Mountain Recreation Complex. Thank you for watching Let's Communicate, Issues That Affect Family Life. a presentation of the West Orange Municipal Alliance. I'm Paul Spahala. Good night.